Hello, my name is Sekit, and we are playing Fear Not the Night. And we're down here in the weird little cave below the cabin. Alright, that sounds proper. Now, ages ago I made this gene indexer. This is full of the things that we're harvesting from our bees with the Pokey Pokey gene samplers. Not too hard to make. It's full of these things, and these will crap together to eventually get to 100%. We can automate that to some extent with a redstone signal. But what we're going to want to do is also automate that. Because it seems that that's not right. It seems that it requires a continuous set of pulses. Alright. So now we could look at this and we see them all being crafted together one by one. Each pulse does one crafting operation. And hopefully we'll get some of these types to 100%. You got all kinds of different stuff. But it's the types we're interested in, because it's the types that we can make the spawn eggs for the bees out of, and then process those eggs further. Okay, we did get diurnal, we got no tolerance to weather, and we got diamond. We're pretty close to iron, but we're not quite there yet. I've been busy working on the new house. It's got a roof on it. Almost all the ceilings are up. I think all the floors are in. Which, it'll be okay. We'll have a little fake shop out here, just for looks. We got a master bedroom in here. Nice big windows. We'll have patio. Bunch of other rooms. But what I'm doing right now is I'm digging out, I don't even know how I'm going to get down there right now. I'm digging out a big basement that we can use as a shop. So I'm going to finish digging this out, move everything down here, and see where we are. Oh, good news. We finally got one of these gene samples for an iron bee up to 100. Now what we want to do, I guess I haven't programmed honey treats into this. I haven't programmed much. We're going to want to craft, go on, get out of there. We're going to want to craft it with a honey treat to make this. You can use any of the genetic samples with a honey treat, including ones that aren't up to 100%. But, that percentage is your chance of getting the spawn egg. So, you might as well do 100%. What we're going to need to do something with this is a baby incubator, and I guess it's going to take a daylight detector and some glass. Okay. Alright, there we go. This thing will take power. We'll just throw it down here for the time being. We'll have to look at the recipes for these. I noticed like this one wasn't thermaled up. Anyway, we've got an egg, just a chicken egg, and then the honey treat, and then you can add upgrades just like in the hives or over here in the powered centrifuges. Speed is a favorite, but it'll do, sooner or later. There we go. Now here, there's a couple of things we can do with this. What we want to do first is make a manasteel spawn egg, so we can have a manasteel bee. We could then later in the Elven Trading Portal, which we haven't built yet, we could get elementium. We could also get terrasteel. We could also, I clicked back one too far, get infused iron out of it. So we're going to want quite a few of these spawn eggs. This one is going to be for manasteel, and we'll need a block of manasteel for it to pollinate off. Water pool's frozen. We should have plenty for this. Yeah. Now, when I did not prepare the water wheels for the winter. And the water froze and the wheels broke and a bunch of them fell off and despawned, and so we're gonna need something else to get some plates. There's some upgrades that I want to make, and we're gonna make a multi-servo press from thermal. All of the ingredients are familiar. It's another machine frame, an RF coil. The only thing really new is Constantin. We're going to make some gears out of it. And it's just copper and nickel, 1-to-1. There's a B for it. I already got it out with the B's. Here we are. We'll just craft up the gears and we should be all set. Oh, we need another frame here. There we go. Very nice. We'll just pop this thing over here. Now on its own, by default, it does plates. This slot is for various dies that you put in. You can do gears and stuff, and we'll probably have one machine for each. But what we want right now is, first of all, to improve our power. We can double the output of our dynamo for the cost of a little bit more fuel per tick, and we can make up for that fuel per tick with multi-cycle injectors. We're just going to need a little bit of signalum, a little bit of aluminum, and smush them into plates. Back here, we can see this one's topping out at 80. We could go ahead and put this in. Now we see it's doing 160, and we can make up for the fuel loss with this right here. There are higher tier versions of these that Thermal Extra adds that we'll certainly get into later, but these are going to help us out a lot for right now. Now we got everything down here. I'm starting to fill glass in on the windows. We can get in and out of the big house this way, but I wanted to make a couple of elevators. Here we go. Oh, we don't have the white wool. That's alright, we got plenty of string. These are great if you've never seen them before. They were, I think, originally from Open Blocks, like way back in the day. And you can dye them, you can make them different colors. That was a little premature. Let's get a little more scaffolding in there. They'll transport you through, various distance. Through solid, that's not quite it. You can go through solid blocks. There we go. So we're going to have a ceiling in here. Let's just make sure we're even. No, we're one down from where we should be. Let's get this proper. Okay, I put some light in here so we can see what we're doing, but we can just sneak and go down, jump to go up. And now we can think about the interior here. Now, one mod that we're going to get an awful lot of mileage out of is this MOA. MOA Decor adds all kinds of different blocks, and they're all based on these gems, which are just emeralds and some kind of dye, and then you craft it with a few other things and you get whatever it is. But there's like all kinds of science stuff and weird decorations. There's all kinds of plushies, entertainment systems, so we're gonna get a lot of mileage out of this. We've already seen handcrafted with the fancy counters and the shelves, so we're putting all this together. And if we do anything that isn't just the MOA stuff with the gems, then we'll show it. But I'm just gonna start making this stuff. I think we're gonna start in the garage, and I immediately thought of something that we should probably show. We've got all these garage doors from Macaw's, and they form multi-blocks. We're going to make a bunch of them. And here's a demonstration. We can take these things, that is, I think, the way we want it. Let's see. Okay, yeah. And then right-click it with something that isn't more doors. And okay, it's backwards. So let's place it from this side. Okay, here we go. Awesome. I'm starting to get the kitchen together. This is just dyed gray or black cooking for blockhead stuff, along with some of the counters from Handcrafted, some stools. But I made a few of these lamps. It's just fences, wool, a redstone lamp. These have a cool connected texture. There we go. That you can take advantage of. And they make some nice light. The light bulb's kind of cool. We can get a look at it here. Yeah, pretty good. Now I am trying to get us together a little food while I'm making everything, and I thought we could do some stuff with some eggs. But to really collect eggs, we have chickens, but we haven't been collecting any eggs. So we're going to make one of these factory hoppers. These will, for free, just a couple of metal bars in a hopper. They will pick up items in range. And we're going to put one on top of an ender chest. We'll just come right out here. There we go. And this is the widest range. You can see all that stuff just went in there. Yeah, that'll be good. Now let's check out how these really are. We got a little bit of red dye. We got our gems. I wanted to take a look at one of these TVs. Looks like we'll need a couple heavy-weighted pressure plates. And there's the TV itself. It looked like to put it on the Minecraft channel, we'll need a stone pick. There we go. Let's take this thing upstairs. Let's see. Okay. That's not bad. Let's get that up one more block, I think. Let's, what, like up here? No. I'm doing a wonderful job. Okay, yeah, like up there. Whoops, I thought I might try to make a game room up here, so I made one of these chess tables from the tabletop craft mod. They're not, just a little terracotta and whatever the base material is. They're not bad. I don't know how or if these things interact with the table. It kind of doesn't look like they do. We do anything with them? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's interesting. One thing I definitely want to take a look at is the these framed item frames. Let's see how they would look with some glass. Do we have like a clear glass? No, it doesn't look like it. That's alright. Okay. Now, if we were to put the calendar from Serene Seasons in there, let's make this. Here we go. Not quite as... No. Not quite as good as the glass item frames from Quark, but, not terrible. Okay, I've gone through most of the MOA decor stuff. It's all just decorative. You can't sit on the deck chairs or, the way you can with the handcrafted stuff, but they're very nice models. They give a nice touch. We got a nice flat screen. PS5, 2600. We got Wandering Trader. What else? This room I still don't know what I'm gonna do with. I put some magic stuff in there. The garage isn't bad. And then we've got a little laundry room, which I like. We've got a bathroom, another one, much like it upstairs. Here's a bedroom. Now we're gonna have another bedroom up here. Some of the bathroom stuff just looks incredible. I love it. And then I think there's really not much else. Yeah, we're working on a small painter studio up here, but that's really all we got going. But as we'll continue to fill in the house, I think, as we go. Now, last time we got kind of the basics of a refined storage system going, as well as these iron crafters from extra storage. I would like to make the next 2 tiers of crafters. Make recipes for them. Our one crafter back there is full. Do we not have a crafter recipe in the crafter? I thought we did. Why don't I want to do it? There it is. I was probably just clicking on the wrong thing. So we'll need another crafter to put some recipes in. But the main difference, first of all, is the cost. It costs a lot of gold. The neural processors, these are just the improved and the advanced with some obsidian and stuff all together, and then you cook them up. The diamond crafter, diamond tier, uses diamond blocks, so it's expensive in materials and it does take more power, but we'll get a lot more rows. The diamond should give us 7. Okay, I think it just finished. Yeah. Pop this down back here. That's a lot of space for recipes. But the next thing I want to do is, this is going to be fine for plates. We need one for gears. Now the die we're going to need is this one. So we're just going to go ahead and teach, whoops, that is the wrong GUI. We're going to go ahead and teach the system how to make Invar plates. We'll certainly be using them for other things. Throw it up here. Okay, 1 diamond gear to finish it off. We can just, and this is true of all the dies. There's several. We can just throw this in there, and then let's say we wanted tin gears, which we always do. We can save ourselves the iron. If we're in the right GUI, looking at the right thing. It's only 4 tin, it doesn't use the iron nugget. But what you want to do is you want to get the die out of the recipe. The system isn't going to try to put the die in the block, it's already there. So we can throw it right up here. And now we got it iron free. So you'll just throw it in there. Finish it up. Die stays in. We're styling. Now, the one thing refined storage doesn't do very well is native crafting with liquids. Fortunately, we have the sequential fabricator from thermal. I'm just going to make some more recipes here. Now, I've realized as I've been making machines that we still do not have a silver supply, so I'm hoping to get a mason B. And we got a digger B. Hey, wonderful. So we'll be able to plenty of aluminum and whatnot that we're gonna need. Oh, that's a relief. And the digger bee, I don't think we had a digger bee either, so that's nice too. Anyway, we're gonna have our sequential fabricators around back. And in this pack, what they are important for is food, because you do a lot of cooking with liquid, and these help an awful lot. Like for instance, we have salt dough, which is all these different things here. Now we can create this as a processing recipe. but we need the result first. So we're gonna get ourselves a bucket of water. Here we go. Now what we can do is we can program the recipe in manually. Here's our result. We want 6 because that will be the result. But we don't want it to send a bucket of water to the fabricator. We want it to just send a bucket's worth of water. So we click our fluids checkbox. There we go. Have to unclick it to do anything else. And that should do the trick. Now the downside to the fabricators is that they're 1 per recipe. That's why I'm having them back here. We're not going to need to get at them as much. But let's go ahead and make some dough. What happens? Nothing. Because this thing does not have the recipe programmed into it yet. We've got to do that too. I forgot. So we'll go. We might need 3. Let's see. We'll get the salt. There we go. And we'll just put all of this. Okay, no, it's just kind of a ghost image. That's fine. Hit the checkbox. And let's set this thing input and output. And there we go. The refined storage system is sending wheat and salt and water to the the various buffers of the machine, and we're getting our salt dough. Now each salt dough, and this is why I get so many of them. Whoops. Each salt, oh, we can make pizza out of that too. Nice. You cook it, and you'll get yourself a bun, which we can then use to make burgers. Another thing we're gonna need, especially for burgers, is cheese. We can make it in the induction smelter with some mushroom for a fermenter. We got some milk powder and some salt dust. For the milk powder, we will have to cook up bottles of milk in our induction smelter. I hope that'll work. We can fill our bottles with milk in our good old-fashioned fluid encapsulator, same thing we use for the concrete. It's hard to make a burger. You got cheese, you got fancy buns, you got all this stuff. Just slap a steak on bread, throw a mushroom on it. Okay, let's see if this will actually work. Kind of have my doubts. Okay, we get the milk bottles back. Or we get the glass bottles back. We'll go back into the system. We don't want, glass in our milk. And then as you put it right in there, we'll get the cheese, which we can then slice up into cheese slices. Okay, very cool. Okay, we got our cheese. I'm gonna slice it up. I turned the shaders on to watch the light move through the building. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Watch it here. Now what we can do now, let's say we want to make a burger. We can take our bun and let's cook up a beef patty real quick. Slap it on there, very nice. So we can eat all of these intermediary steps. We could throw some cheese on there, right? Yeah. Now it's a beef bun with cheese. Now we could stop here and just have sort of a plain cheeseburger, but I wonder if we have any onions. Any onions chopped up? Yeah, now we got beef bun with cheese and onions. And maybe a little tomato. Oh, no luck with the tomato. Okay, that's fine. We can have everything. There's our first burger. Now we could also do this all at once if we wanted to, but we can make it step by step and eat all of the intermediary steps is pretty good. I think we're gonna call it here. We actually made a lot of progress today. The house feels a lot better with all this stuff in it, and finally being able to automate stuff like dough is really going to help us out. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.